looking at each other in tribes and religions and I don't know what, those things that divide us. If we look at each other as Ugandans and work together, Uganda will be unstoppable.
Amen.
So, just to go back to your question, the money is there. Even now, there is money for those who are looking for it, if they really want to develop their skills. And I'm sure you heard some of the children who were giving testimonies during the campaign, where they came from, how they had dropped out of school, how they got a chance to go now to the skilling center. They got skills, and they got some funding which was put there by government, and now they're also employing others. Many of them were talking about their experiences. And so, let's just not think that everything must happen right away, but let's have hope, and let's be disciplined, and let's really work for a character that would help you to fulfill the God's plan for your life. I always tell young people what God said to Jeremiah in the Bible. God said to Jeremiah that before he was in his mother's womb, he knew him. And I want to tell you that today, that before any one of you was in your mother's womb, God knew you. And God knows you by name, and he has a purpose for your life. If you care to find out what God's purpose for your life is, God's hand will guide you along, and you find you can't fail to do what you really aspire to do. So those skills, they will facilitate what the children of Uganda want to do, and I have no doubt in my mind that the funding is there, and it will continue to come, and those who are prepared to be disciplined in their lives and to look for what they want and pray also, they will fulfill their destiny. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Mama. Thank you so much for that. Now we have our fourth question is from Maurice Mujisha.
Thank you very much, Natasha, Your Excellency, President Museveni and Mama. It's an honor to join you for this ranch edition. And Natasha, I want to thank you for bringing us to the ranch. Your Excellency, speaking for myself, I represent Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, and I come from Chisoro, and speaking for myself and my brother, Don Wanyama, we don't have these cows in our area. Don is from Bugisu and I'm from Kisoro. So this for us is always an honor, whenever we can. And so we thank you for allowing the young people to come and see what wealth looks like. Your Excellency, I want to speak to economics, and I want to pick from Natasha and speak to the fact that Uganda, as the analysts say, is growing very steadily, an average of 6%. In fact, it's projected to grow to double digits in the next few years, given the oil production that's coming online. We are now a net exporter, Your Excellency. For the first time, you have a positive trade balance. And Your Excellency, we continue to see a very strong currency. We continue to see our trade balance with the region, especially here in the East African region, continue to grow. And when you look at the numbers, the DRC, South Sudan, Rwanda, and Kenya continue to take the bulk of our products in terms of trade. And for the young people, because it's a conversation for young people, you spoke to where the opportunities are for the young people and how they can position themselves, first of all in attracting the capital, but also in looking outward, out of the 45 million Ugandans. You have been driving and pushing for regional integration, Your Excellency. And the first edition of Jazz with Jajja, it was nice to see you explain how this federation speaks to the interest of not just Uganda, but the region and the continent at large. But when we speak to the young people, we want you to tell them how integration is going to be critical, given the growth and the trajectory. Your Excellency, a lot of young people laugh at the Honorable Matia Kasage's plain, example of our economy and how we are taking off. But they need to know that we can position ourselves as young people. And I know Natasha keeps saying the young people. I think, Natasha, we are still young. We can still position the young people to benefit not just from the integration of our region, but at the continent level, because we are talking about a 3.4 trillion US dollar trillion market of 1.3 billion people. But what about young people positioning themselves first for the regional market as we drive for regional integration? And that is where the wins will come from at the beginning, because we're already doing very well. Our manufacturing and industry is doing great. But how can these young people then begin to believe that they have a cake in this drive to grow our national economy, but also to grow our region?
Well, this is ideological, because unfortunately I am an authoritative former young person, because when I went to Mozambique, 1968, I was 23 years old, leading students to go and associate with our brothers in Mozambique. And in the school system, we were studying the history of Europe. For instance, Germany, how Germany became one country. Up to 1870, what is now Germany was 39 small kingdoms. All of them German population, but under petty kings, small kings, small kings, small kings. But the capitalist class, when they came up, they said, these small kings are stopping us from doing business. Because when you try to go from Prussia to the other areas, you pay tax. From Prussia to Saxony, you pay tax. From Saxony to Bavaria, you pay tax. They are the ones who supported the pan-Germanism, the unification of Germany. That's how Germany, they supported Bismarck. That's how Germany got united in 1871. Italy was not one country until 1860, when Henry Cavour and Garibaldi and others united it. So even from the school system, if you are really serious, from the United States, why is the United States now so powerful? It is because, unlike Latin America, the former Spanish colonies in Latin America, when they got independence from Spain, they decided to remain smaller states. Up to now they are there, Bolivia, Nicaragua, El Salvador, I don't know which one, Honduras, small. Business can't succeed there. But the British colonies in the north, when they got independence, they united, the 13. So these young people, young without ideology, you are lost. I'm sorry. The, ideology is medicine for economic issues. How can you be a doctor if you don't study medicine? Because the patient needs to be cured. So you must correctly diagnose his sickness and prescribe a solution. So whether you are young or ancient or modern or recent or whatever you call yourself, if you do not correctly diagnose the problems of society and the answer, you are finished. You are a quack. You are not a doctor. Which kwangala? You are a fake doctor. So you must correctly analyze what society needs. I've told you, the NRM has told you in writing by speech, said, prosperity, abantu okubeera obulungi. The Runyankore word is easier, obugwajje. Obugwajje will only come, apart from the religious side, how to prepare to go to heaven, which Mama is talking about, which is very correct, the spiritual side. But here, on earth, the only way you can get prosperity is to produce a good or a service and sell it. In other words, become a wealth creator. Create a good or a service where in the 4 sectors, the ones I've said. Then you start now worrying with the issue of the market. Who is to buy? 45 million, 46 now, they're about 59 million. Then East Africa, then the rest of Africa. So I think what is lacking here is first and foremost, because if these young people, recently I met Gen Z from Kenya. They came and saw me at Nakasero. They had come here that they are experts in organizing riots. So Noop had brought the Kenya Gen Z as resource persons for riots. When they got here, some of our young people said, no, here we don't like riots. Why don't we go and see this old man? So these children came to Nakasero to see me from Kenya. During the elections, I had some time in the evening. I said, we are rioting. What are you rioting for? Corruption. Then I said, okay, corruption is a problem. But even if there was no corruption, but you don't solve the issue of producing a good or a service, you don't solve the issue of producing a good or a service and selling it, even if you are not corrupt, you will be stuck. Why? Okay, as you talk about corruption, because part of why you don't have jobs, part of the problem is that the businesses are not expanding fast enough. Why are they not expanding fast enough? Because sometimes they have problem of selling, like sugar, for instance. We produce sugar, but Tanzania doesn't buy. They are buying from Brazil. Somebody else is buying from I don't know where. So you find the sugar companies are struggling with sales of sugar. The milk, we have a lot of milk now, but sometimes some of the African countries don't buy the milk. We have now going to have to go to Algeria, where we've got a market. So the young people, when I was still your age, I would be very busy on the issue of the East African integration. Because if you don't integrate, you kuzingamia. You know, our words are stronger than English. yukuzingamya businesses zizingama okuzingama mukumanyi amale mirundi okuzingama kyeki
okuzingama mu Luganda kitegeeza ekintu okubeeraawo tekikulaakulana nga tekitambula nga kiri wamu.
Stagnation in growth. So if you do not solve the issue of okuzingamya businesses, because now we have got surplus here in Uganda, we have got surplus of maize. We produce 5 million tons. We consume only 1 million. There's a surplus of 4. Problem. Sometimes they don't buy. Sometimes this milk we are producing 5.3 billion liters. We are consuming only 1 million, less than 1 billion. Surplus 4. Cement, what? All this, beer, sugar. So the youth, you need to really understand holistically what Mama is saying. Kulwaki munyoma ibya Africa one. Why do you really you hear the breeze here? You feel it, the breeze. So when you go to Europe and you find these people freezing in Brussels, I find them there. What are you doing here? But because of ideological disorientation, Sunday, in our Church of Uganda prayer book, it says, balekanga okukola ebya Sunday okukola, ne bakola ebya Sunday okukola, n'amazima tegali mu bo. They left and done what they ought to have done, and they did that they ought to not have done, and there's no truth in them. This is the problem I see here. So, me, a former young person, me, a former young person, when I bought Rajtura, imagine, I bought Rajtura when I was 22 years old. That Rajtura there. My first salary as a teacher, when I taught as a temporary teacher, I went and bought Rajtura. I left my colleagues in Mbarara learning how to dance with the girls, so that you will see. I went and bought Rajtura. It was in the bush. What I've been telling you in the elections. Enjawulo eri wakati wa enkulaakulana n'obugagga. The difference between development and wealth. I knew that yes, by that time there was already a tarmac road in Mbarara, but actually there was a bush, no road, no what. But there was Obugaga there, pasture for my cows. So I bought that land. When I bought this land here in 1990, this was bush. By this time I was in my 40s now, that time. I see Bobby Wine, he's in his late 30s or 40s. He says he's a young man also. You are still young at 40. A man of 40, you don't say I'm young at 40, I'm young. By this time I was no longer, but it was bush. So, what Mama was telling you, you need eyes to see substance, not aberrations, just the mirages. Obugaga buli wano, emirimu giri wano. The 4 sectors, commercial agriculture, artisanship and manufacturing. What the man from Kisori is talking about is being that big growth you hear. 7%, we are now approaching 8%, we are going. The people who are doing it are mainly two. We, the farmers, and the manufacturers. But many of the manufacturers are also outsiders. So that's why you hear that as we speak now, 70% of the homesteads in Uganda are now in the money economy. But there's 30% abachari mukorere chida kyonka abo okorere chida kyonka, only working for the stomach. Katabu. So you have two stories. You have growth and prosperity. Some of the children are now arriving in schools with helicopters. Have you heard that? Mama had to ban them. Yes, they had started, some of the children in the secondary schools. He arrives in a helicopter. So some of the families are very rich. But the problem is now the 30%. And part of the problem is obtauririza. Part of the problem is not listening. There is one of the church people whom I will not tell you, I'll first talk to him, I'll first quarrel with him. There's one of the church people who wrote to me, and I answered him. He said, this PDM, but members of my church, nobody has benefit from PDM. Nange namudamu. Kubanga oli muzadde mubi. You are a bad parent. Because Nazara Natasha, Namhoz, Twazara Mama, Twazara Van, Nitubakuza. At some stage, we couldn't say, you stay here with us, you are our children. Msigarewano, genda ufuneme kwanu. Sigenda kukwasa, genda. So, they went, now you can see the Mogoba. This is Sas now, one of my grandchild. Sas there. Now, if I had said, Natasha Sigarawano, stay here, because you are my daughter, Sigarawano, how would I get Sas now? So some of these church people are bad parents. They want to monopolize the followership. You stay with me. You stay with me. That's what Mzadi said. You go and listen what the government is saying. I don't know whether you have heard anybody saying that in the churches. Have you heard them saying that? This is what I told the church person who wrote to me. Because you don't tell your followers to listen to the government. You want to keep, I don't know whether it is loyalty or what, of your followers. So you don't encourage them. Don't encourage them to listen to the government. I encourage Natasha to be with his family, with her family. Mwana wange, naye, for her own good, must separate herself from me to have her own family. So, if they listen, there's nothing, especially with us, the 30% also, because the 70% have listened. Because when I appointed General Saleh, 2013, the people in the money economy were only 32%. 68% were outside the money economy. Singambali n'obudde mwandigenze mu byalo wano, ekisozi wano. I've got about 2,500 families just near me here. When I came here, they were all democratically poor. I fought with them. Now they have all, the majority are now, especially in the commercial agriculture. So from 2013, you see we have moved from 32% in the money economy to now 70% in the money economy. It's only 30%. So singa bawuliriza okuwabula kwaffe, things are very easy to move with us. Then we shall have all to struggle together with the market. Market issues. We'll have to work with the Kenyans, with the Tanzanians, with the Rwandese, with the Congolese, the African youth, to start a Pan-African movement. I have told you about the story of Germany. But even France, although France was one kingdom for a long time, but they had internal taxes between the provinces. Bagande to Brittany, you pay tax. Brittany to you pay tax. But the French Revolution of 1789, by the middle class, the bourgeoisie, part of the grievance was internal taxes. Jakem soro, twagala business etambule wonna. So you need to create wealth, and then you start struggling for markets in Africa, because the African market is the one which belongs to you. The markets of Europe, they may allow you or not allow you. They are not yours. The ones which you are guaranteed is the one of Africa if you all unite. Like now, China has got problems with with other countries, sometimes with America, but they have their market internally. They are not bad. They will survive. 1.4 billion people in one country. Wano muri wano, Uganda, Rwanda, Congo, you are scattered. Instead of seeing this as a problem, you are watching European football. What is your future? What is your future? I don't know whether I have answered your question. Thank you.
Thank you, Mzee. Our fifth question, we have 9 and we are now on number 5, is from Happy Kanywan.
Thank everyone. Nyenda kusiima mzee na mama Janet okunyetaha. My question goes to Mama Janet. Is it possible for creative arts to be added into our education system?
Is it what?
Is it possible for creative arts to be added into our education system?
To do what?
Creative arts.
Creative arts.
the creative arts, is it possible to
Is it
include...
possible for
Creative arts can maybe, yes.
I want to hear you. Welcome.
Is it possible for creative arts to be added into our education system?
It is in the education system. Yeah, I'm sure you know that we have music and drama at Makerere and other universities.
To do what? Arts.
Arts, creative arts.
To remove it.
No, to include it,
no.
but I think she means, no, I think, yeah, there's a last part of that question which we are supposed to ask. I think can we have some silence, please? Hello? Some silence, please.
I can explain it.
The question is it possible?
Is it possible for creative arts to be added into our education system?
To remove
Creative arts added.
I think she means the modern creative, modern in terms of like this content creation type of thing. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I mean the content creators, influencers.
Is it not there?
It's
No,
there.
it's not.
It's a new. I think let me interject here. If we can have some silence, we can't. We will need. I need some.
I think it is there. Maybe you're saying you don't see them actually become what they train to be. Is that what you're saying? I think sometimes they don't train for the talents they really have so that they can follow up on them. But those who do actually become. Those are the ones who do indeed music and drama, who sing, and that becomes their livelihood. Yes.
It's livelihood.
Yes, so they do. Maybe you are saying they don't prosper in our society because people don't make their industries prosper that much as they do in other countries, but it is because our society is also still developing for people to want to make time to go see people who sing, who perform drama, who are in that kind of business. There are not many people who have that interest and who can make them earn a lot of money. But you know that in our society there are those who are doing that and are prospering, even though there are not that many. I think a society has to get to a certain level to be able to make that time and pay and be willing to pay so much for watching sports, for instance, or those who sing and because we don't have that much money in our society. If you talk about sports alone in these developed countries, sports people earn a lot of money because so many people want to watch sports. But our people, first of all, don't have the time and they don't have the money to pay. And so those people don't tend to prosper so much, to be known, to be seen in society. But as I said before, I think we have to be patient with what is happening in our own country. And as we develop, people will have more time, people will have more money to spend, and those professions will prosper and will be seen more than they're doing now.
Thank
But
you
what
so
was
much.
the question? I want to get it properly. What was the question?
My question was, is it possible to add a creative arts into our education system? Creative arts have become a source of income for so many, like influencers, creators.
Or you think that we are neglecting arts or something?
Content creating, not really
Now,
all arts.
because I could detect the debate between science and arts, and he's trying to say you are forgetting arts. I think that is somewhere in your idea.
That's another question.
Yes, sir.
Now, you need to understand society. Gen Z, listen carefully. The human beings have been here for the last 4.5 million years. When you evolved from, when you became Homo sapiens sapien. Homo sapiens sapien means intelligent man. Now, of all human creation, all creatures, it is only a man who does work. Why? Because he has got a superior brain and has got a hand which can work. Hands. Cows can't hold things. They can't work, cows. So because of that, and even in the Bible, in the book of Genesis, that's why God said, you go and establish dominion over nature. The book of Genesis. But in the science, man is a working man. Now, man works through science. That's what you need to understand, the relationship between science and arts. And science is utilizing the laws of nature. This wind, I'm not the one who created the wind, but others hang them on a line, the wind dries them. So man learned that I can use the wind to dry the clothes. The wind is nature. Then man learned that I can also now use wind to make electricity, to make a windmill. So that's why we tell you the development of science and technology is the primer. You Gen Z, you write that word primer. Primer. You write it in your smartphones. Primer is something that detonates things to happen, explosion to happen. So the primer of changes in human society is science and technology. That's what we are telling you.
I think she was talking something different.
For instance, the invention of fire 2.5 million years ago changed society completely. Before fire was invented, man was staying in trees. They would live in trees because the trees were safer than staying on the ground. But when man invented fire, society shifted from trees to caves. Because with the fire, you could go in the caves, you light, you warm yourself there. So that is the role of science. Scientific innovation changes things. Fire, agriculture. When the Europeans invented gunpowder, when we were still using arrows and bows, they came and conquered us. Not because they were better fighters, but because they had better science, gunpowder. So that's the role of science. But then, arts, social science, you study that. Like now I'm telling you, I'm not a scientist, but I studied it. I studied that what provokes changes in society is the development of science and technology. I am not a scientist in the natural science, but I studied the role of it. And then, that's why I'm able now to come and tell you that you people, those who study economics, you know the 4 factors of production: capital, land, labor, and entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is not science, it is arts. So, we are not saying, forget about arts, no. But we are saying that please, science is primary, then the understanding of organization of society is on top of the science. They are all linked. One cannot exist without the other. So therefore, and that's how Mama told you, can a hungry man go to watch sports? Or to attend theater? So somebody who has already had food in his stomach and is the one who can go to watch. So if you have got, as Mama was saying, if you have got limited resources, what do you start with? Food or security? Or the two are linked, but the other one is the base. The other one, in fact, the Marxists, if you study Marxism, they will tell you the base, economic base, and the superstructure. They would say that the base of society is science and technology and organizational relations, but also the superstructure, the roof, is social science. Social science is the roof of the other one. Okay.
But her question, I think her question was talking about creative arts have become a source of livelihood for many people, including content creators, influencers, and even in the entertainment industry.
Let me see.
I believe that the question she's asking is kind of relevant to the group that is seated before you today. It is not the traditional. I don't think she's just asking about the traditional like music and drama kind of thing, but now with this modern digital art kind of thing. I believe that's what this was about. Yes, and I think her question is connected to the question, the next coming question. So if it's okay, I will also ask the next speaker, the next question to ask, and then maybe Mama and Mzee and Mama, you can give us your answers, because they are connected. Can I bring the next question?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I think so.
Thank you, Mzee and Mama.
But before the next question, do you know Makerere?
Yes.
Do you know MDD? MDD, music, dance and drama.
I told this.
So that one has never been a debate that Is creative?
No, the one there's the old creative, or the original one, the music, the dance, and the drama. Then there's this new content creation and digital, which is what they do, which is what many of the young people here do, is because it's related to the phones and technology. So I think that her question is in line with that. Will that go under education in any way? Or
no, what are they packaging? What are you packaging?
We are not. They are very unpackaged, and I think they need. You say. You answer. I think they need.
What are you packaging? Because if you are.
Live streams.
What are you packaging?
Live streams. Live streams.
Sorry, Mzee. What do you mean by that question? What are they packaging?
When you say what have you created and presented?
Oh. We promote like hotels. We promote.
You promote what?
Like we do content creating. Like.
What is in the content?
It's about tourism, businesses. We use our social media to promote all that.
Businesses?
Yeah. We promote people's businesses using our...
But how can that be... Okay, Murize.
No.
How can that be a problem? How can that be a problem? Because packaging in that sense of the content is part of sales promotion. Is that not so? You are promoting something. How can you have business without that? How can you have business without that? Even we, the Baganda Vedda, Ulirizano, even we, Abaganda Vedda, Twarugera, Nti Ensibambi, Ekoraki, Ensibambi, yes, Ensibambi, Edibiamutere. You can imagine, even the traditional people knew that the Ensibambi, if you tie food badly, people may not buy it because although the content is good, but the way it is packaged is not good. So that one is not, it is part of the 4 factors of production. Ensiba is part of the entrepreneurship. But the issue, what NRM has been alerting you is, what if you have nothing to Siba? If you have no content to package, what will you package? So we are saying the country must have content so that then you can package the content. Otherwise, what will you package? What will you package? If you don't have production within the country. This is where the issue is. This is the problem between Europe and China, because now manufacturing all shifted to China. Europe remained without industries. And recently they were in trouble. You can see the economies are going down because they have services, including those packaging, but without anything to package, which is here. I'm glad you are bringing up those issues so that we discuss them. What's your name? Who?
Happy Kanywan. Kanywan. Happy Kanywan.
Taiwan.
Kanywan. Happy Kanywan. Happy Kanywan.
Kanywani.
My father was a soldier, but he died.
Kanywani, yes, was a soldier.
Yeah.
Okunywana.
Kanywan.
Kanywanyi.
Yes.
That's the name of Chisoro.
My father.
But Manyankolo will say Kanywanyi. So Kanywanyi would be.
It's
No,
Chisoro.
Kanywanyi, not Kanywanyi.
It is Kanywanyi.
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 Oh, Kanywanyi, yes.
Thank you so much thank you for this. Our next question is from your old friend or young friend here, Kasuku, the famous.
Thank you very much. In one of my videos, before I go ahead, in one of my videos, I had promised the people watching us that you will spice up the introduction. Yeah, make it a bit, give it some fire. Yeah.
I thought I had just how do I, you can give me the wording?
Like last time, you know, things happen. It can't be business as usual. Yes, spice it up a bit.
The very extremely famous Kasuku is the next question.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Natasha. Let me first stand up. Good afternoon, Mama Janet. Yeah? No, I wanted to greet Mama Janet when I'm standing. Yeah. Good afternoon, Mama Janet.
Then get the microphone that can allow you to stand. Give him a microphone, please. Press unit.
You can use this one. It's okay, it's working. It's working.
Who is a press team?
Hello? Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Je muri banange? Good afternoon, Mama Janet. This is my first time seeing you. So yes, like one-on-one, because now you're seeing me, I'm seeing you. So maybe you've been seeing me when I don't see you. Yes, so why I chose to begin with you, I'm a fan. Yes, my father and mother died when I was a little boy. Now, the last person who has been with me, my Jajja, died just 2 weeks ago. Yes, so I said now that I've seen you, I want to talk to you about my issues as an orphan. Since you are our mother,
yes.
So I'm asking for some appointment. I come, we sit, we eat, we drink, and I tell you some of my issues as an orphan. Banaye wabi, nsaba busabi mama.
Okay, Irene is right. Irene, please take Mr. Kasuku.
Obugalo wanange, esawa yonna. Yes, thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. President. You usually call me Katende. I told people out there, I told them you're my friend. And I've been, the last time I was here, you promised us things. Yes. Bachiri! So, I've been, everywhere I passed was saying, President yakuwa ebintu byaffe. I told them mulindeko twali mu kamera. So they told me leero bw'ogenda enkalu zaffe bazikuwe. So I said fantastic, fantastic. And now that aside, I think if I am given another chance, then I'll speak on behalf of most of us here because we have another message we want to give you, Mr. President, before you leave. But today, you started out with the fundamentals, the sectors that drive the economy and, our way of life. You talked about agriculture, you talked about manufacturing, you talked about service, that is hospitality, tourism, music, the creative arts, and then you talked about ICT. So like I was here last time, I was trying to sell to you the idea of the digital economy. The digital economy is employing so many youth. Unfortunately, I don't know how they explained it to you. The last time we were with you, it looked more like you guys are rumor mongering, you're just moving around, you really don't.
Business. Happy Kanywani. My.
Okay, thank you very much. Je muri banange? Good afternoon, Mama Janet. This is my first time seeing you. So yes, like one-on-one, because now you're seeing me, I'm seeing you. So maybe you've been seeing me when I don't see you. Yes, so why I chose to begin with you, I'm an orphan. Yes, my father and mother died when I was a little boy. Now, the last person who has been with me, my Jajja, died just 2 weeks ago. Yes, so I said now that I've seen you, I want to talk to you about my issues as an orphan. Since you are our mother,
Yes.
so I'm asking for some appointment. I come, we sit, we eat, we drink, and I tell you some of my issues as an orphan. But now wabi, nsaba busabi mama.
Okay, Irene is right. Irene, please take Mr. Kasuku.
Omugalo wannange essaawa yonna. Yes, thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. President. You usually call me Katende. I told people out there, I told them you're my friend. And I've been, the last time I was here, you promised us things. Yes. But it is. So, I've been, everywhere I passed was saying, President yakuwa ebintu byaffe. I told them mulindeko twali mu kamera. So they told me leero bw'ogenda enkalu zaffe bazikuwe. So I said fantastic, fantastic. And now that aside, I think if I am given another chance, then I'll speak on behalf of most of us here because we have another message we want to give you, Mr. President, before you leave. But today, you started out with the fundamentals, the sectors that drive the economy and, our way of life. You talked about agriculture, you talked about manufacturing, you talked about service, that is hospitality, tourism, music, the creative arts, and then you talked about ICT. So like I was here last time, I was trying to sell to you the idea of the digital economy. The digital economy is employing so many youth. Unfortunately, I don't know how they explained it to you. The last time we were with you, it looked more like you guys are rumor mongering, you're just moving around, you really don't have direction. But we have so many youth earning from the digital economy. And by the digital economy, I'm talking about digital content creators. There's the high end, the guys that deal with the internet and the connections and all that. Then there is us, the final level here. I worked in print, the newspaper. I've worked there. I've worked on radio. I've worked on TV. But I'll tell you, Mr. President, the biggest job I've done that has sold me to the world, that has given me some money, has been on social media, on the digital. I didn't have it in my dreams that one day I'll meet you. I think I've met you once. I was a young boy, P3 at Kabojja, Mugwanya. We had gone for the trade fair, and you were there, and I'm one of the people you shook hands with. And of course, I was a celebrity at school. So, but since then, we've had people who have been coming, of course, you know. But the moment I started YouTube, TikTok, the whole country got to know me. The people around you picked interest. They're like, well, this guy is doing something different that maybe, you know, you would want to know about. And so when we got to the fundamentals you talked about, we come in terms of promoting. For example, we've gone to your farm. You told us the cows are for ghee. But when you make that ghee, you need to sell it to the...
You would be a comprador bourgeoisie. Omuntu akolera bebweru. Naye bw'oba osiba ebyaffe n'obyanjuda eri abannayuganda wano oba abebweru, bw'oba otunda ebya wano. Singa wali otunda ebyebweru kubitunda wano, you would be a community. I will support you.
Tuyanze nnyo ssebo. Kati
are you well organized?
Tuli organized, tulina sako weeri bulungi nnyo. Tulina ekibiina ekitutwala.
Ngenda kuteeka mu billion 5.
Wangi ssebo. Lindako siwulidde bulungi. Wangi ssebo.
Billion 5.
Miliyoni. Biliyoni. Tweyanziza nnyo ssebo. Simanyi nnyinza funayo kadde ki n'enzija n'enkusisinkanamu n'enkuyisaamu ku kiwandiiko kyaffe ne tuwayamu.
Bakuleete wiiki ejja.
Wiiki ejja ssebo. Aha. Bannaayo olunaku lwaliro twasanzaani. Kati nga sinnaba kuvaawo ndowooza Madam Natasha nsaba kano nako kankayisizeewo ddala. Abakulu babadde kati baŋŋambye nti bw'omaliriza ebyo byonna ate omukulu omutegeezi. Mr. President, congratulations, sir. Entandika gy'otandiseemu ekisanja kigenda tunyumira. Nkirabiddewo nebaaya kigenda tunyumira. Kati bana obugalo, our man. Aha. Kati abaana abazze olunaku olwaleero tubadde twegaayamu ne baga nti President munnyonnyole fo ekamodo nga bw'abitunnyonnyola kino ekisanja ekijja asooka atukwatireko atute fe abazze leero buli omu kale bane mubeere bakakkamu. I have this. Baŋŋambye ŋŋenda kukomawo. Katusooke tumalirize. Mulindeko. Katusooke tumalirize. Thank you, Your Excellency. I will be waiting to see you next week in a new suit.
No, what you are talking about is not something new, because in the past it was called advertisement. the companies will spend money on the TV advertising products. Because I remember in the 1960s, in the whole of East Africa, even in Tanzania, you would hear people advertising Naitiri ginger, Naitiri ginger, Naitiri ginger, Naitiri ginger, Naitiri ginger, the cloth which was being made at Naitiri. When I was in Tanzania, I would hear it on the radio. So what you are now saying is that in the chain of wealth creators, a layer of operators has come up to use the social media, which is an easy way of communication, unlike the radios, the what, to package and present products to the consumers. So that's useful. So if you have got a group who are doing that, we shall support them. There's no problem at all. Okay.
I think as a small example of the kind of some of the work that these young people do, some of the digital creators made a video. So this is it, a very short video.
Asa kiakwata ninchumanya hata kanzo muka yabatu mama siwonda ngari arenga yes, very good yeba boys nabareba thank you I'm fine, yes, going home as usual. Eso bantu mukora bantu mukore nebajangwa batokora tabakuria atakora taria. Hey, yaba mutabani wasibota urje, yes, tumwayonesa no jasinatia yona, very good, I'm proud of you, okay, yeah, thank you. Yes, madamu. Chamadamu jaje. Isontanjira nyapra we isontanjira. Hata mzee weza bakana bagamba chikani wa chinyenje ise. Mzee hata bakana weza na bagamba chi. Muganda gamba atakora tarja. Whoever doesn't know to work.
So it is a combination of sales promotion and entertainment. Yes. Good. Okay.
Okay, so we have just 3 more questions. The 7th question is coming from Jacqueline Arinda.
Thank you, Natasha. Your Excellency, my name is Jacqueline Arinda, and I'm a Muzukuru who started up a coffee company online. I am proof that the youth online do not just make noise. It's a coffee company that roasts coffee for other companies, the young people who do not have facilities. So I advertise. I started on Facebook, and later when Facebook was closed, I switched to Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Mr. President, when I started my company, I was not renting. I used my social media platforms to advertise coffee. I used to go to a roastery, roast the coffee, get the coffee from farmers, take it to a roastery, roast it.
Who owned the roastery?
He's called Gerard Katabaz, was also a young person like me. He allowed me to roast my coffee from his roastery. So it is in Nakawa. I could go there, roast my coffee, go with it at home, take pictures, post on social media, and people would buy. And within 6 months, Mr. President, I was able to have an office because of the sales that I was getting. And from then, Mr. President, I'm here to say, I was a beneficiary of NSSF and I managed to buy my own roastery. But the message here, Mr. President, is that any other business in agriculture, like you said, the 4 fundamentals, commercial agriculture, and ICT need a link. And that link, Mr. President, is going to support all of us to start our own businesses and even manufacturing. We all do not have to start big, because I am an example to show the young people that you do not have to start with billions. If I could start with just a social media platform, because me, I was a celebrity, Mr. President, and I realized I had huge following, but I was not getting money out of it. So I said, how about I start roasting coffee, get from farmers?
You were a celebrity from what?
Mr. President, from the day one, I was Miss Tourism Ankole region, and from being a Miss Tourism Ankole region,
Being what?
Miss Tourism Ankole. Narurunji. And from then, I managed to get a job, but also because of my huge following on social media, I managed to get a job on TV and radio. So I realized that I had huge following, but I was not getting money out of it. So I said, how about I buy coffee from farmers who do not speak good English, and maybe they don't know how to advertise on social media, get their coffee, take it to a roastery, roast it, package it, go home, post the pictures, and use borders to do the distribution and delivery. So, Mr. President, my question here is, what policy changes will the government be introducing in the next 5 years to enable Ugandan businesses to use new technologies, even better, to grow the private sector? That includes AI and drone systems. Because what we are lacking is that as much as we advertise, we are not skilled to the standard of getting the content. As you see them with their phones there, that's a skill that most farmers and even us would need training in AI. Thank you.
No, you see, we really have the basics. Because you see, you are using social media. Social media in the past was using satellites in the past. But satellites were very expensive. So that's how I invested. I worked with the Chinese and built internet, underground cable. You know, sometimes you don't know those things. Mulibamulya byengedde. Bwe musanga ebyengedde, temumanyi gye biva. So because of that, although at that time our concern was the telephones, international telephony through satellites was very expensive. This is what you can check the figures, what they call per megabyte or something like that. This is the way they calculate it. It was very expensive per megabyte. They call it megabyte. It was so much expensive. So that's how I invested with the Chinese in the underground cable from the ocean to here. Then we had a problem. There was no undersea cable. There was an undersea cable coming from Southeast Asia, passing by Aden, Yemen, the Red Sea, but it was not coming to Mombasa or Dar es Salaam. So, and the other one was at Cape Town, so there was a gap. No undersea cable between Djibouti and Durban. But we worked, we got an undersea cable. So we are now linked here, from here to the coast, and from the coast to Eden, to the Red Sea. So therefore, the cost of so therefore, if you check, I don't have the figures, but the cost has come down. So we are already working on that. So therefore, and we are going to continue now. Elon Musk has come in, is proposing, is now saying that the satellite cost has come down, because you see, with the undersea cable and the underground cable, then you have the towers communicating, but now Elon Musk We are working on that. If you know Nyankore, Oktokora, when something like a leaf falls in my coffee, I don't have to throw away the coffee. I just remove the leaf. The kakora, akakora wekaga mchai yange. Silna okukasuka chai yenna. I just remove the kakora and drink my tea. So we are going to work on that technology of locating the troublemakers or blocking them, but without this period closing of internet. So we are ready for all that. But in your case, you need capital. Singa olina idea yo ogenda wa okufuna capital. So I'm going to discuss with your people here to see how well organized you are.
Yes, sir.
And then the Ministry of Gender and Youth, and we shall see either science and technology or which is the best where you can go and you get you get cheap capital. Okay.
That applies to all these content creators, right? What you're talking about is about content creators.
The same.
Yes.
It's the same.
Okay. So now we are on our 8th question from Publicity Natete.
Let me come back just 1 minute. Let me come back 1 minute.
Ati ndi muganda nayagaliza embazi agenza yagala wali lero mubuuza ebuuzo ekisumuluzo kye identity y'essimu. Accent yange anagitegeera.
Hello. Just a small announcement for our Muslim brothers and sisters who want to pray. Go to that direction, just behind that tent. There's an arrangement for you to go and pray, in case you want to go and say kusala. Thank you very much.
you can see it's good that we are getting together, because that content promotion, what content are you promoting? Because if you were promoting imported items or imported services, this is what we call echikulkuto. Echikulkuto, the Nyankwere, is a chejuiso. Like in the Bible, the woman who was bleeding and came to Jesus to be healed. The problem of Africa has been that echikulkuto. Africa losing resources. So the content, the one you are packaging, selling, narungi, atundachi. If you are selling imported items from China, then you are adding to the chikulkuto. But if you are promoting your own coffee, roasted, then you are adding to Utongaramo Musai. You are adding blood to Uganda, not the chikulkuto. And you can see what you are doing is heresy. Because of the 4 sectors, you have gone from services now into manufacturing. Kati bikwataganye. Bikwataganye. Ate byonna bikuuma omusaayi, byongera musaayi mu economy ya Uganda. The other person?
Mzee, when you earlier when I was telling Mama that the ladies here, many of the young people have came out with their Ugandan natural African selves, with our natural hair, with trying our best. So they did this to honor you and Mama.
The what?
Our hair, normal, our natural hair. Yes.
State House cut.
Yeah.
Mama's.
Mama Janet cut. Yes.
Very good.
Okay, so publicity, you can come and ask your question and share your name.
Yeah. Thank you, Sister Natasha. I'm very happy anytime because I have had my time because I had a big happy. So far. Mommy, how are you? How are you, Mommy? All right. Daddy, how are you today? We're President of Uganda. You know, Charles, publicity na tete. Your question now. The President, I have complaint begin because now because I had now the circle of NRD because the people in this step this have now because contact the people now the President. First wait. Sorry? I know don't go. So no, first wait. The President, your question now because the NLM, because people right now, I have the circle because they are now the publicity, I can't delegate the people of stories. Now because contact that president of Uganda, I don't contact the experts. President, mbadde ntegeeza nti sako nyingi ne mama zituteereddewo mpitirivu nenganze publicity tezitutuukako kyembadengezako siba omukulembeze gwangu okutegeeza lwakuba ndowooza accent yange yetawanyiza abantu abamu.
Sako zaki?
President, Mama Janet yaterawo sako nga bw'ogamba tulinayo sako omwana ono muzukulu gye yateekawo mp erubaga gundi mp waffe Mbaziira alina saka abakyala ekulembera abakyala mama ejjukira oba magineti naye so far because there are people that are friends that are now publicity in Tate and don't life of what happened like that. Don't continue now a good chance the president of Uganda. Era njagala okutegeeza president nali mu covid n'enkuba omulanga ensi yonna neevaayo ate nawe nonjogerako ku kyotayo noga publicity happened now because I'm very people that are president rero ngenda okumanya nti mami wange yanzaala mu family eri loko oba family y'omukisa that connected them because the publicity Tate. Sister Natasha mukama katonda akumpangalize bwe bali kundowoozaako. Ekibuuzo naki
Can you just ask the question? What is the question? Ask in Luganda.
Oluganda accent y'Oluganda.
If you're finished, it's okay. You can. It's okay. It's okay. You can sit. Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know who can translate that. Maybe Kasuku, can you translate for us what he was asking?
Okay, Publicity Tate was saying there are circles that Mama Janet put, I think in Lubaga, to help women. I think there's a gentleman called Mbaziira who is in charge of those circles. But he says some people are not getting the money. So that is what he was trying to say. Pardon?
Mbaziira, the boy of Rubaga.
Yeah. Then he also said that during COVID, he called out to you, President, and you wrote on Twitter that you were one day going to meet him. I think he had, yeah? So he's thanking you and he's saying he's here. Right now. I don't know if you remember.
Traffic jam holds everyone, but Gigi never holds me. I shop anywhere.
Why stress offline? Buy, sell, use. Gigi.
your love is all around, everywhere I look, your love is all around. Everywhere that I look, your love is